Hey city groups, this is week 2 of our WEiRD city groups, and I know like week 1 it's a little awkward. You're walking to somebody's house, you don't know these people, you're wondering, are they weird? Like we're talking legit bad weird. You're wondering that, I get it, but I hope that you had a good enough time that you must have had a good enough time because you came back, so that's good. But our hope is that you'll start to build friendship and that you'll start to care about one another and that you will literally start to do life together and help each other to grow in the faith. And so I'm just so proud of you and so excited that you're here. And so as we tackle week 2, Pastor Josh was talking about bowing to societal norms. Like weird people don't bow to culture. I remember back in high school, some of you guys might remember this, but there are these weird trends that come. Like, do you remember the trend, like for those of us who are in their 50s, you'll remember Jordache jeans. These things were so tight that you had to lay down on the bed and zip them up and button them, and it was a battle just to get in those things, and then you walked around like as if it was normal, but literally it was so tight, it was crazy. Or then what came next was we took our pants, like normal pants, and you had to roll them up, and you had to do this, like they called it the French roll or something, like you cuffed your pants together. That was weird, you know, but you did it because everybody was doing it. And I remember thinking, this looks stupid. This looks really, really dumb. A couple years ago, there was this fad out where the ladies' sunglasses, they got bigger and bigger and bigger. So big that, like, you look at these ladies and it's covering 2/3 of their face. And somehow they're walking around thinking that's cool. I'm thinking, that's weird, you know? But that's what we do in culture, right? Culture, when it moves in one direction, everybody thinks it's normal, right? I think the challenge is to step back and to look at it and go, is this really good? Is this really normal? But the truth is that we are afraid of culture. We are afraid of what people think. So I want to read something to you from the book of 1 Peter, chapter 3, and listen to this. It says, now, who will want to harm you if you are eager to do good? But even if you suffer for doing what is right, God will reward you for doing what is right. So don't worry, and listen, do not be afraid of their threats. Listen, it says, instead, you must worship Christ as your Lord. All of culture will want to push you down. And so tonight we're going to talk about how do you resist culture? How do you stand up when the whole world is telling you to move in one direction? Be encouraged. Listen, Peter says in the scripture, don't fear him. Don't you back down. Don't you fear him, because the Lord's going to reward you. He is the good. He is the goal. He is the reward. Fix your eyes on Jesus. So let's start off with this question. Last week, Pastor Josh Bellers asked you if you were weird, to reveal something like weird about you, which is kind of fun. But today I want to ask you a different question. Like, who do you know that's weird in a really good way in your life? Like, who do you admire? And here it is. What do you admire about their weirdness, about their God weirdness? What is it that you go, man, I wish I had a little bit more of that in my life? So why don't you guys talk about that? Who's weird in your life in a God sort of a way, and what do you admire about it? Talk about it.